Hey, Slancha, do Buckaroos. How the heck are you? I'm a couple minutes late. I was trying to get everything figured out. Anyways, doing something different. Things have changed with my schedule, so but I do a late night Tuesday video with you. Since it happens to be April Fool's Day, April 1st. But I'm not kidding. Anyways, I am off tomorrow, which is the main reason I decided to go ahead and do one tonight because I won't do one tomorrow. So I've got to work the rest of the week anyway. Decide to pour myself the uncut, unfiltered Watershed Distillery straight bourbon whiskey. This one's at 122.2 proof. This stuff is really good. I've got some poured neat and on the rocks. Creating whiskey means mastering the elements when you're within your control, being your own critic and accepting that the barrel has the final say despite your efforts. This rare bourbon spends over 4 years in our Ohio made char 5 barrels until it is ready to be bottled without water or filtration. Each bottle arrives to you as it was in the barrel, untouched, unbothered, uncut, and unfiltered. And I got to be honest, I've gotten to where it's how I appreciate my whiskey the most. I really love uncut, unfiltered. Let me show you this bottle, and I'm going to start with what I've got on the rock, if you will. So I just had I had some filtered water that I just froze in the glass here, so just a little bit, just enough to add a little cold and just a little melt to the product. Damn, this stuff is amazing. Oh, we just started opening on Tuesdays, so I'm on Mondays and Tuesdays. Both were rather busy days, though, comparatively. So I'm ready for a day off tomorrow, but then I'm on the rest of the week. I've got a stretch there. Get a lot of hours in this week, which I like. I'm certainly not complaining. Don't get me wrong. Oh, you see the ice in there. Let me show you my old Jack Daniels glass. This was one of my dad's old glasses. I don't know how old this glass is. I think it was from the 70s, but I don't remember for sure, to be honest with you. My guess is probably at least 50 years old, but again, I'm not sure. Man, it is nice. So some nice toffee notes. A lot of vanilla going on. It is uncut, unfiltered. It's a 4 year old, I believe it says, or it says minimum of four, aged over 4 years. So a minimum of four in here. This is a limited release, batch 003. It says. Oh, mercy. Anyways, anybody watching have any questions or comments, throw it up on the screen. I hope I start coming to life a little bit. I am rather tired. I thought, oh, what the hell? Let's do one. Have a little bit to drink. You almost get a little brown sugar like sweetness too, because you definitely feel a little bit of molasses in there. Oh, I forgot to do something. I just realized. Give me just a second. I forgot to change that setting over here. Bear with me. It just hit me that I didn't change that setting. Sure enough. There we go. Now we're in business. All right. Setting over here. Bear with me. Oops. There we go. There we go. Now we're back in business. All righty. Let me put that there just in case. Oh, it's a nice glass. So I love the old Jack Daniels glasses. Their product isn't what it used to be, but doesn't stop folks from buying it. A lot of things are reliant on a name because you've got folks that don't know any different. They just want a particular name, so they buy it anyway, not knowing it's not what it used to be, or just simply not caring in a lot of cases. That's why I don't buy very much of the names anymore. I buy a bottle here and there, but I am a big fan of small batch or craft distillery whiskey, much like this watershed here. I don't need to have a go-to, as so many folks seem to want to have. What's your go-to? My go-to is whatever I've got, man. I don't look to buy any mainstream whiskey. I don't have that one that I just have to have around. I think most of them are highly overrated anyway. I don't mess with allocations and I don't mess with secondary markets. Those people on secondary markets are parasites, man. They're charging you way more than a product's worth, and they're doing it intentionally. They're trying to convince you need something that you don't need. There's one reason I've been kicked out of a couple mainstream whiskey groups in the area because I've been very vocal against the secondary markets. A lot of these folks will start these groups with the pretense of boosting whiskey when they just want to sell product. It's all they're trying to do. They want to meet more people to sell you something, but it's in the guise of boosting local when they don't care anything about local. They just want to sell somebody something. So, gosh, this is a nice whiskey. I'm going to wrap up this rocks. I'm going to become an Irish alcoholic and switch to beer for a minute. Then we'll go back to the whiskey. Oh, mercy. So I decided to go big here and I popped a vintage 2022. It was packaged on 11/23 of 22. So we're not quite 3 years. We're about two and a half ish, I suppose. Bon Bon Zari Night is a bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial Stout with cocoa nibs and espresso. It is at 9%. It is just amazing. All of the vintages, but I didn't realize which one I uh, picked up, to be honest with you. It's the 22. Okay, what the hell? Bourbon Barrel Age, Russian Imperial Stout, Springfield Brewing Company, right here in Springfield, Mo, very local to me. Bourbon Barrel Aged Russian Imperial Stout, brewed with Tahitian vanilla beans, cocoa nibs, and local coffee beans. The result is a rich stout with complex layers of oak bourbon paired with roasty, sweet, and decadent flavors. So let's pick that up, shall we? Oh, oh yeah, boy, that nose is gorgeous, man. Had a nice work day. It was one of our regulars' birthday, so that was a lot of fun, and I was honored to be able to work it for this particular gentleman who spent 20 years in the military. It's been out about, I don't know, two or three now. Just a nice person. I almost said kid because he's 20 years younger than I am, but he's been through a lot and he deserved a nice birthday. So I'm glad I was able to be part of it. Sometimes the captioning comes on and they're not quite right. So, apparently, I'm not clear. And the captain, what the hell did you get that word? anyways, anyways, I digress. This is nice though. Yeah, big cocoa coffee flavors, little espresso, obviously, but yeah, you get some nice dark chocolate notes in there. You get some nice vanilla running all the way through there. The barrel notes are there. You'll feel them mostly towards the end. But it's a nice, big, and robust beer. Oh, mercy. The bones are hurting a little bit tonight, but I'm off tomorrow. I plan on doing as little as possible. As little as my wife will let me get away with, I think. Anyways. Oh gosh, man, that's just a nice beer. I am gonna sit down there for a minute. I'm gonna pick up the neat watershed here again. Let me show you that bottle. Same whiskey for both, but here I am just having some neat. I wanted to do that and do the rocks first. Made in Ohio. I am a fan of this distillery. Actually, I bought a few products from them, and quite frankly, I wish I'd have bought more. They are just amazing. Great distillery, nice restaurant in there too. It was very nice, man. I really enjoyed it. At this proof, it is amazing to me how approachable this particular whiskey is. It is so easy to drink. It is big and it is complex, but yet it is just amazingly approachable. I'm gonna take a drink, and so you can see that there's no face, there's no none of this. Now, this is just delicious. Nothing. So yes, having it neat now. Yes, the flavors are bigger, they're bolder as you expect them to be. You get that right amount of cold though when you have it on the rocks. So you get that right amount of cold. You do chase things, but you bring those sugars to the surface, and you get to where what I like to call the sweet spot when you really feel all those sugars, the various. I mean, the brown sugar, the molasses, the toffee notes that I talked about. But neat. Oh man, this stuff is just amazing. Oh man, that is nice. April Fool's Day. I didn't do any fooling today. It was a real thing. I do have. It's funny that the friend who I told you was his birthday today. I've got a cousin has his birthday today as well. It's a tough day to have a birthday, I think, but nevertheless, we kept trying to tell we were open today. Folks kept thinking I was playing a joke. No, we're really going to be open. It just happened that the first Tuesday that we were open, it came on the first, but it was done on purpose. The owners really wanted to make sure this gentleman had a nice party. One of the owners was able to be there and gave him a couple of six packs of a particular style he likes. So that was nice. Got to see a lot. It was great for me to work. I love working. A lot of folks would want to be on the other side of the bar for things like this. I'd like working it. I feel like that's where I'm doing the best for my friends there. So it was nice. But I am looking forward to a day off. My elbows were really hurting. Got a change in the weather, and then of course it's spring, and the allergies are killing me. Between the mold, the pollen, and those damn Bradford pear trees, all those things are wicked, man. Oh, mercy. Those must be devil's trees. I don't see what good those suckers do. They are just evil, man. They're just pure evil. But they really just mess with my sinuses, man. I grew up in Southern California, never had allergies at all, but I get out here, man, it just gets worse every year. In the immortal words of Rosanna Dana, it's always something. Anyway, sludge. You set that down for a second. I'm going to focus on this beautiful whiskey. Uh, Mercy. And that is just delicious. Talked about a lot of flavors, but I didn't get it much of the nose. So give me a second. Let me get that for you. I am a little stuffy, as you can probably tell. So bear with me. A lot of big oak. I'm going to give you the usual suspects, and I try to be as unpretentious as possible. I'll let the other folks do that other nonsense. A lot of oak, a lot of vanilla, but yeah, again, a little bit of toffee, a little bit of brown sugar. Depending on the barrels, you can pick up some dark fruit notes. Lots of dependent a lot on your taste buds as well. As I like to say, you're not going to taste things you don't know, right? A lot of folks will say, well, you'll get date, you'll get fig, you'll get this, you'll get that, you'll get the other. The truth is, if you don't eat those things, you're not going to taste those things because it's all interpretation. Those things aren't in the whiskey. So it's all about interpretation. So you will interpret it as something else. So it's not going to be unusual again to get date fig if you're familiar, but you're more likely to pull out some raisin notes. Because that's usually something everybody knows. Everybody has a memory of, because that's what it's pulling from. But in this case, I have some dark plum, dark almost overripe plum. And picking up some nutty notes as well. Roasted hazelnut like note there. Again, I tell folks you're never wrong. What you get is what you get. It's all about interpretation. Again, none of those things are in this whiskey, so it's all perception at any given moment. I just hate those pretentious folks who want to tell you, well, this is what you're going to get, and that's it, and that's exactly what it should be. But if you're not familiar with those particular things, you're never going to feel it that way. Ugh. This is a very nice whiskey, though, man. I really like it a lot. Let me pick up that glass of beer again, using my Springfield brewing company glass. Yeah, I really do like this beer. And I feel like they've really stepped up their game in the last few years. I think the brewers really dig in. For a long time, I kind of feel like they were playing it safe, as most beer geeks did. So, but man, I do feel like that over the last few years, they've really stepped it up. I think they're a contender. Everything they do is just done very well, whether it's a style you like or not. You may like the flavors and styles from other places, but there's no argument that everything Springfield Brewing does is quality. Oh, mercy. Anyways, anyways, I digress. Uh, wrap this up. As I didn't realize I've been talking for 20 minutes now, and hell, I don't even want to hear my voice for 20 minutes. I can't imagine that anybody else does. uh, I'm from the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and I'm also Tom the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Sláinte. Thanks for tuning in, guys.